Mind if I sit here?
Not at all, please.
I'm Daniel, by the way.
Emma, nice to meet you.
So you come here often? Or did I just get lucky?
Definitely lucky.
To getting lucky then?
To getting lucky.
Everything you're seeing was created entirely with LTX 2.3 running locally on low VRAM. Today I'm going to show you how to create short films, add videos, and storytelling sequences with perfect character consistency. Whether you have a single character or multiple, you don't need a massive rig for this. An 8GB VRAM card can smoothly generate up to 28 seconds of video at a time, and you can even push it longer. I'll show you how to upload up to 4 starting images at once. Type specific prompts for each scene, and set the exact duration for the actions. I'm also going to share a clever trick to run this heavy model on low VRAM. We'll set it up to preview like a lightweight model, but it will actually output a high-quality video with perfectly synced dialogue and scene-accurate sound effects. Honestly, this can perform even better than closed-source models like Veo or Sora. I've left a link to this exact workflow in the description below, so you can download it, but please, make sure you watch this entire video first. There are a few specific settings you need to get right to avoid errors, and I will walk you through. If you find this helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe. I have a lot more custom workflows coming, and you won't want to miss them. But before we do anything else, the very first step is to make sure your ComfyUI is completely up to date. This is super important. First, what this workflow is actually built for. This is a multi-segment storyteller. You give it up to 4 keyframe images, you tell it how long each segment should last. Then you write a timeline of text prompts describing what happens in each scene. The workflow takes all of that and morphs your 4 keyframes into one fluid video, generating the audio at the exact same time. Let's do a quick tour from left to right on the far left. We have our loaders. This is where the models live. Next to that are our performance patches to keep things running smoothly. Below that are your settings panel and your story, inputs, the images, and text. In the middle is the engine room, where the 2-pass generation happens. First, the UNet loader. Our base model here is the LTX 2.3 distilled 1.1. Next is the LoRa loader. For this workflow, we will use the LTX 2.3 IC LoRa dual character, which you can download from Civitai. Then we have the VAE loaders. You'll notice 3 of these. LTX 2.3 uses a dedicated VAE for video, a completely separate one for audio, and a tiny preview VAE just to show you fast visual updates while it works. Right next to the loaders are the performance patches. These don't change the creation, they change how fast it creates it. You'll see 3 Sage attention nodes here that I've kept bypassed. Think of these like a turbo button that relies on some very new bleeding edge code. If you're on a standard Windows setup, turning these on right now might crash your workflow. I'm leaving them bypassed so they don't interfere with the run, but in a month or two when Windows support catches up, you can just unbypass them for an instant speed boost. But I do keep the chunk feed forward node turned on. This node prevents your graphics card from running out of memory. If you're using an 8 or 12 gigabyte card, this node is what allows this massive model to actually run. Moving down to the settings panel, you can adjust your video's width, FPS, length, and the image strength. Just a huge warning here. Your width and height must be divisible by 32, and your frame lengths have to be specific numbers like 17, 25, or 33, or the workflow will crash. Images aren't enough, we need a script. That happens in the prompt relay encode timeline node. Instead of writing one massive paragraph, you write a timeline. You write what happens in segment 1, then segment 2, and so on. And LTX generates audio simultaneously. Inside this exact same text box, you can just type out your sound effects, ambient noise, or even add dialogue. Now we get to the core, the 2-pass sampler. The first sampler takes your images and text and creates a low-resolution rough draft. Notice that the CFG, the creativity scale, is set to 1.0. Once the rough draft is done, it passes through the latent upscaler to double in size. Then, the second sampler kicks in, taking that larger video and adding crisp, high-definition details to the faces, textures, and environments. Finally, the video data and the audio data meet up in the final node, the video combine node, which glues them together into a clean, ready-to-watch MP4 file. Okay, now let's upload our 4 images. You'll notice our main prompt is already set at the top. This controls the overall look and style of the entire video. But down below in the timeline, you'll see 4 colored sections: blue, orange, green, and red. These are your specific segment prompts. Blue is for your first image in segment 1, orange is segment 2, green is segment 3, and red is segment 4. The image you upload acts as the starting frame for that scene, and you use these color boxes to tell exactly what actions or dialogue should happen next. You can also adjust the time duration of any segment. If a scene is quick, just click and drag to decrease its size on the timeline. As you drag it, you will see the length number change inside the box. Here's a very important rule. Whatever that length number changes to, you have to go update the matching segment frames value, so the two numbers match perfectly. Alright, so our 4 starting images are uploaded. We've entered our main prompt for the overall video, and we've written out the specific actions for all 4 segment prompts. Everything is locked in, so let's hit run and see what it makes. While the first pass is running, keep your eyes on the tiny preview window. This gives us a rough glimpse of the video before the upscale happens. Now, don't judge the video quality yet. It is going to look pretty blurry right here, but you can use this to check the basic scene. For example, if your script called for a man and a woman, but you clearly see 2 men on the screen, you don't need to wait for the final high-res output. Just cancel the generation right now. Save yourself a ton of time and queue it up again. Alright, the generation is complete. Let's take a look at the final video and see what we got.
Mind if I sit here?
Not at all, please.
I'm Daniel, by the way.
Emma, nice to meet you.
Okay, so there's a little bit of a problem with the result, and it's actually because of the images I chose. Your input image should just be the starting frame before the action happens. For example, in my segment 4, they are already shaking hands. It should have just been a picture of them sitting together. If your starting frame already shows the action you want, the video will look weird, because we missed the beginning of the movement. Since they are already shaking hands in my picture, it will either make them let go and shake hands again, or do something else entirely that you are not going for. So that was my mistake. So each generated video is 28 seconds long, and we are doing all of this on an 8GB graphics card. Now, let's add the next scene to continue our story. But first, here's a crucial pro tip I learned from testing this. You must keep your character's screen direction consistent. For example, if a character is sitting on the right side of the screen talking to someone on the left, when you cut to a solo close-up of that character in the next segment, they still need to be looking to the left. If they suddenly face the wrong way, it ruins the continuity, so make sure always match your islands and positioning across your segments. Alright, now let's take a look at our second generated video.
So you come here often? Or did I just get lucky?
Definitely lucky.
To getting lucky then.
To getting lucky.
As you can see, there's some dead space in this clip where nothing is really happening. To fix this, we have 2 options. We can either decrease the length of this segment on the timeline to make the cut faster, or we can go back into our prompt for this specific segment and write in more action so the characters stay busy. What is truly amazing here is
So you
that
come
every
here
single
often?
line of dialogue I typed
did I
in the
just get
prompt
lucky?
was spoken perfectly by the characters.
Definitely lucky.
It didn't miss a single word or hallucinate its own lines. A lot of AI video models still struggle with this. They'll often skip words or just make up their own dialogue instead of saying exactly what you wrote. But what if you want to maintain a single consistent character across all of your segments? Let's set up another quick demo to show you exactly how to do that. For this example, I'm going to use the biblical story of Jonah. First, let's upload the starting images for each of our segments. Next, we will enter the main prompt that controls the overall look of the video. Then we just go down the timeline, entering the specific action prompt for the first segment right here, followed by the second, the third, and finally the 4th segment. With everything locked in, let's hit run and see what we get. That generation takes about 5 to 10 minutes to render. Now, let's jump forward and take a look at the result.
He will not find me there. Throw me into the sea, and it will become calm. The storm is my doing. Forgive me!
Okay, let's switch gears and create a commercial ad video. I'll go ahead and upload my 4 starting images. Next, I'll enter the main global prompt to set the style, and then fill in the individual segment prompts for each scene. All right, let's hit run and see the final result.
Oh, come on.
Or you could just try this.
That's it? Okay, you win.
And that is going to wrap it up for today's tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Have fun creating your own videos, and I will see you in the next one.